We sailed on Sun Princess when it first launched, and while we liked it, the reality was it wasn't quite finished and there was still a bit of TLC that was needed. Being a Princess Cruises fan, I was excited to return to the ship 6 months later as it began its season in the Caribbean. I'd heard there were some changes made, and I wondered if these would be improvements or not, and what the experience would really be like. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. We were recently on board Sun Princess for just 72 hours on a press and media sailing. However, knowing that this is the newest ship in the Caribbean, I wanted to make sure that we could see and experience as much as possible. And I also had some questions that I knew we needed answers to. What would the dining be like? There had been some recent changes. How's the entertainment? The last time we sailed, not all the shows were ready. Finally, what would the overall ship experience be like, and would I recommend it for myself and others? In this video, I'll answer these questions and more, and as always, I will be sharing some tips and tricks that you'll want to know along the way. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give this video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's get started. First, a little bit about Sun Princess. Sun Princess is Princess Cruises' newest and largest cruise ship, and the first of the Sphere class. At just under 178,000 tons, Sun Princess accommodates 4,300 passengers at double occupancy and 1,600 crew. This ship is unique, and there are many new and modern features. As we boarded Sun Princess, we entered through the piazza. It looked larger and more grand than I remembered. We'd end up finding that we really enjoyed spending time in the evenings here on one of the 3 levels and enjoying the entertainment and atmosphere. But more on the entertainment a little bit later on in the video. Now, we boarded a little bit late, so we had just enough time to take a quick glimpse of our cabin before getting ready and heading for dinner. Dining. Sun Princess has many dining options, from casual included dining to specialty options and experiences. Now, one of my favorite places to eat was the casual dining on Deck 9. So you have the eatery, you have International Cafe, and you have outdoor pizza, which is a bit of a hidden gem. The International Cafe has breakfast, lunch, and snacks, and is open 24 hours a day. And this is actually one of the dining options that really improved since the last time that I was on the ship. They had so many different offerings, not only a lot of Danishes and that kind of thing for breakfast, but in the evening they had these incredible late night bites, including charcuterie that were in these wine glasses with cheese and little breadsticks, and a variety of sandwiches, including the schnitzel sandwich that Frank and I shared. Now, all of the food items are included at International Cafe. However, this is where they do serve their specialty coffee, and this is not included. Now, something that I noticed is there was often a line, so I do have a little bit of a tip for you. Down on Deck 7, there is a place called Coffee Currents where they do serve coffee and have just a few snacks, so not as many food options, but there was almost never a line there. Now, Sun Princess has the eatery, which is like a buffet. However, it is station style, so you have different types of cuisine that you can have there. Now, personally, I really like the eatery. I do know it gets some mixed reviews, but I like a full serve buffet, so it suits me well. Now, there are some items that you can pick up yourself, for instance, a wonderful bowl of fruit, or even some to-go sandwiches as well. Now, by the way, if you're looking for included coffee, you are going to find Lavazza coffee that you can pick up here. Now, something that you're not going to want to miss is the outdoor pizza on Deck 9, and truthfully, a lot of people won't even know it's there, so it's a little bit of a hidden gem. And something that the crew told me is that style of pizza, the square style, is only made there. In my opinion, it was absolutely delicious. And something to note is that you can eat outdoors. There are tables and chairs, and there's also really plush, comfortable patio style furniture. Now, if you're outdoors or by the pool and you don't want to head downstairs to the eatery, you are going to find some really good casual restaurant options right on the Lido deck. So you have a salad restaurant, you have tacos and shawarma, you've got pizza, poolside grill, and ice cream. Now, you might be wondering about included drink options. You'll find drink and water stations both at the eatery and at the casual dining on the Lido. Now, still talking about casual dining, Sun Princess does have some casual specialty dining as well. Now there is an additional charge for these restaurants. However, if you have Princess Plus or Princess Premier, which are optional packages, then these are part of it. Now my favorite is Alfredo's Trattoria. The pizza, the salads, and even the dessert is amazing. During our sailing, award-winning pizza chef Tony Gemignani was on board demonstrating and training staff to make his signature pizzas. Now another really good one is O'Malley's, where you can have fish and chips, burgers, an onion ring tower, a really good casual meal in an awesome Irish pub atmosphere where you'll even be able to see an Irish band. Now it does really get popular here, so allow some extra time for this, as we did find the service to be a little bit slow as it does get quite crowded. Now these restaurants are $15 per person for a 3-course meal, or they do have some a la carte options as well. Main dining rooms. There are 2 beautiful main dining rooms, Soleil and Eclipse. The main dining room is open for breakfast, dinner, plus lunch on sea days. American Diner. This cool concept will appeal to those who prefer a more casual sit-down experience. I love how this venue is geared towards people who want a casual but sit-down meal but don't want to dress up. The Sanctuary Restaurant. Now the Sanctuary Restaurant is the exclusive main dining room that is included for people who have booked in the Sanctuary Collection. Now I'll share more about the Sanctuary Collection later on in the video, but basically the restaurant itself has an elevated version of the main dining room menu with some additional really nice choices. Now, the first night of our cruise, we did have our dinner there. I had an excellent mushroom soup, and the filet mignon and lobster tail were the standouts. Now, we also had lunch there another day, and there were some really nice options. The food taste was very good, as was the service. Specialty restaurants. Now, Sun Princess does have a lot of specialty restaurants, and this is particularly good if you happen to have Princess Premier, as specialty dining in that package is unlimited. So you have Sabatini's, The Catch by Rudy's, The Butcher's Block by Dario, Crown Grill, and Makoto Ocean. Now, one of my favorites on Sun Princess was Sabatini's. I opted for the roasted veal rack and risotto. It was absolutely delicious. I also liked the burrata and the calamari appetizers, and I really like the atmosphere and decor. Now, we didn't try Crown Grill or Butcher's Block by Dario this time on our cruise. However, we did try them in the past, and I really especially like Crown Grill. And Butcher's Block is definitely a meat lover's dream. Now, Butcher's Block by Dario did move locations. I really like the new location. I like the tableware and the decor. Now, unfortunately, this time we also didn't try the Catch by Rudy. It's actually my favorite restaurant on Princess, so I was a little bit disappointed. However, we did try another restaurant that is new to Sun Princess that I will share with you later on in the video, but it more than made up for it. Makoto Sushi. Now, I have to admit, we are not huge sushi fans, but I do have a philosophy. When we go on a cruise, I think that this is a great opportunity to try new things. That said, the preparation, presentation, and taste, yes, we did try it, of the food was great. Now, something to note, since Makoto is located on deck 8, but within the piazza area, there are times when we noticed it got a little bit noisy depending on what was going on in the piazza. The outdoor areas. Now, the outdoor areas are nice and spacious, and this ship is truly beautiful. On deck 17, you'll find the main pool, which has 2 Lido pools, along with many sun loungers around the pool and on the upper deck, as well as tables and chairs for eating. Also on deck 17, you'll find the dome pool, which is an indoor-outdoor pool, as well as an entertainment space. While we saw activities and musical performances here, we didn't see anyone swimming during our time. The outdoors has a lot of chairs and a bar for additional outdoor seating space. Now, I do wish there was a little bit more color or personality to the outdoor area outside of the dome. However, it was still a nice space. Now, at the aft of the ship on deck 8, there is a beautiful infinity pool, which can almost go unnoticed due to its location. This pool and hot tub is a nice alternative to the busier main pool. You'll find amazing views, and the bar also has a lot of great drink choices, which is one of the things that I noticed at all the bars, so this ship is a great place to try out different drinks. Now, there is one more pool, the Sanctuary Club Pool, which is part of the Sanctuary Collection. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in the video, and I will let you know my thoughts. Now, back in March 2024, the shows just weren't ready. However, being back on the ship now, these shows were fantastic and the entertainment really came together. Now, something that I noticed is how fresh and energetic the entertainment felt on this ship. Now, one of the shows that was absolutely one of my favorites was La Viva Musica. There were about 30 singers and dancers, a live band, and visuals on the screen that really got the crowd going and even to their feet. Now, one of the shows we were most looking forward to was in the Dome, called Art Beat. This is a show featuring Cirque d'Aloise. This beautiful and artistic show included acrobatics and dance inspired by the works of the artist Romero Brito. Now, a little tip, these are very popular shows, and like all popular shows on big cruise ships, you'll want to arrive early. Now, I think 30 to 45 minutes is probably enough, and just a little tip, right outside of the Dome, you are going to find a bar that you can have a drink if you are waiting. Now, in addition to those really big production shows, we also saw many other acts in Princess Arena that were really good. There are also live game shows, super immersive and engaging. You'll also find in the Piazza dance classes, Zumba, and more, so you definitely want to check your planner for this. There were bands and DJs playing at night, and even a silent disco. Now, there are some other areas where the entertainment is really good. This includes some of the bars and lounges, as well as Princess Live, where you will see comedians and trivia and more. Oh, and by the way, if you're not feeling like going to one of the bigger entertainment venues, but instead you want to maybe sit quietly and have a drink and conversation with a friend, you can definitely do that. Maybe even listen to the piano playing at Crooners, but as well, there is also Movies Under the Stars. Activities. The Sky Deck, formerly known as Park 19, has completely changed from what it was a few months ago. Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on if you liked the concept or not, Princess Cruises has completely scrapped Park 19, and it was actually being dismantled while we were on the cruise. Now, it's since been replaced by a sports court and pickleball courts, which I think are going to be very popular. You do also have that walking track, hammocks, and that incredible ocean view. Indoors, you'll find a nice fitness center and spa. The gym is free to use, and fitness classes are offered as part of the Princess packages. Now, if you're cruising with kids or teens, they've got a great kids club and teen club on board. There are also a lot of activities happening throughout the ship, both day and evening, so that there is something for everyone and you couldn't get bored. Now, we checked out a couple of extra charge activities, Royal Afternoon Tea and the wine tasting, and both were enrichment focused, so you really did learn a lot. Now, the presentation was lovely. The food offerings were really good. However, they were just a little bit too structured for my taste, and a lot of this is going to be very subjective. But in the case of the wine tasting, much of the presentation was through pre-recorded video, which didn't leave a lot of room for interactions or questions. The cabins. Now, one of the things that I really like on Sun Princess are their cabins. And in contrast to some of Princess's other cruise ships, they just feel more modern, more upscale, and even more comfortable. And even when we look at the bathrooms, they are now more spacious with glass shower doors. In March, we stayed in a deluxe balcony, and I loved the silver and light green colors. All balcony cabins and above have a couch and sitting area. Ethan had an inside cabin, which was simple and nice and the best value. And this time we had a mini suite in Sanctuary Collection, which I admit will be hard to beat. This cabin was beautiful and very spacious with a lot of storage in the large closet, as well as the desk and side tables. Now, something to note is that cabins come with a dry bar blow dryer, and you'll find a good amount of electric and USB outlets. Now, if you are a Princess Cruises fan, please let me know your thoughts. And if you do miss that separator open closet design, personally, I really liked the practicality of the design, but I have to admit, I do prefer this more modern design, which still has a lot of storage. Now, I do want to share with you some special experiences that you might want to plan for, and then I'm going to share with you the Sanctuary Collection and my thoughts on the highlights and even some of the lowlights of this cruise ship and who I think this cruise ship is for. Now, there are some special experiences that you'll only find on Sun Princess that you might want to plan. Love by Brito. This love-themed restaurant is a collaboration between Chef Rudy Soderman, head of culinary for Princess, and artist Romero Brito. This is truly something special and more than a meal. It does feel like an experience. The attention to detail in decor with little touches like hearts on champagne flutes and hearts embedded into the silverware are impressive. We really enjoyed our meal, the presentation, and little surprises throughout. The wake view and gorgeous artwork displayed made this a restaurant worth trying for a special or romantic night. Now, at the time that I'm filming this, Love by Brito is $79. Spellbound by Magic Castle. This secret bar is very cool. It's modeled after Magic Castle in LA, which is set in an old Victorian mansion. As you walk into the room, you're immersed in this magical environment. You'll be able to order from a special menu of drinks, each crafted with presentation and a little bit of magic in mind. In the bar, we were entertained as the bartender did card tricks. Following this, we had an intimate show by a mentalist that was very entertaining. A Spellbound theme meal comes included with a Spellbound experience. However, we did not have this during our cruise. At the time that I'm filming this, Spellbound by Magic Castle is $149 per person. The Sanctuary Collection. Now, this is a little bit of a controversial change for Princess Cruises, which does make some sense because whenever you do something new, there are going to be some people that like it and some people that don't like it. Now, what is the Sanctuary Collection on Princess Cruises? Well, basically, it has some similarities to other ship within a ship concepts. So guests that are booked in Sanctuary Collection staterooms have access to an absolutely beautiful Sanctuary Club pool. They also have the Sanctuary Club restaurant, which does have that elevated menu, as well as some other amenities. Now, all Sanctuary Collection cabins, which include suites, mini suites, and even a few balcony cabins, include the Princess Premier Package. Now, the Princess Premier Package includes unlimited drinks, unlimited specialty dining, premium Wi-Fi, as well as a crew incentive or crew gratuities. Only Sanctuary Suites have access to the exclusive Signature Lounge. Now, the Sanctuary Club pool was a big highlight for me. It is an absolutely stunning pool and stunning pool area with many plush loungers, a beautiful bar, and they also have some activities both during the day and some events during the evening. You'll notice a champagne wall, which is really something a little bit special for those events, and there's a small buffet for food and snacks during the day. Highlights and lowlights, or things that I really loved and things that I didn't love as much on Sun Princess and I think could be improved. Now, one of the things that I really love on Sun Princess is the ship design and decor. Now, I admit I love Princess Cruises' traditional cruise ships, so it did take me a little while to get used to this, but one of the things that I really like about Sun Princess is the fact that when you're in the piazza area, it is so light and bright and you always see the ocean. So I really do love this. I mentioned it earlier, but I really do love the entertainment, but I also love the flow of the entertainment. So what I mean is when you're on Deck 7 in the piazza area. There's a bar there, by the way, which is a lot of fun if you want to sit and you want to dance or chat. And when you're in that area, and then maybe afterwards you want to walk over to Princess Live or to one of the restaurants or vice versa, it really does have a really nice flow, except for there's an oddly placed bar. It is Good Spirits. It's a great bar, by the way. But it is just sort of around the corner and you almost don't see it off the hallway. So you want to know that it's there. But other than that, I have really grown to like the layout of this ship. The casino. Now, I am not a casino player, but there are two things that I noticed that I really liked about the casino. So one of them is the fact that it is a very large casino and it has really high ceilings. So it is a really nice, bright, and beautiful casino. But the other thing that I really like is the fact that it does not smell smoky outside of the casino area. Now, this was a criticism early on where you could smell the smoke of the casino out in the stairwells and even sometimes like on the decks a little bit higher up. However, I noticed we did not smell that anymore. And when I inquired about it, we were told that they did make a change to the ventilation. So this is much improved. The dome. I really like this area of the cruise ship, both for relaxing during the day, as well as taking in some of the entertainment and the usage of it as a multi-purpose area. Now, I do think perhaps when it comes to the shows that Princess might have to figure things out in terms of people lining up, that I've heard sometimes it can be a while. So maybe there could be a reservation system, or we were told that they may even go to just having more shows. So perhaps this is something that they're already doing. The medallion. Now, I think if you're a Princess cruiser, we just take this for granted. However, when you cruise with other lines, and other lines are also good, but when you cruise with other lines, you realize how nice and easy it is to cruise with the medallion, not only for opening your door hands-free, but even for embarking and disembarking on the cruise ship, for picking up a cup of coffee and more. The crew and service. The crew and service were absolutely wonderful on Sun Princess. And I do think, like, in particular spots, it seems like even in the bars, like the bartenders, that they may have brought over some of their very best staff to the ship. And twice a day housekeeping. I know it is a little bit of a luxury, but this is something I so appreciate on a cruise, and I'm so happy that Princess has it. Okay, so what are some of the lowlights, or some things that maybe I noticed I did not like as much? So something, it's going to sound a little bit funny, but the fact that it does feel different than other Princess cruise ships. Now, this is not necessarily a bad thing, but I think that the first time you're on that cruise ship, sometimes you find yourself missing some of the things that you are used to on other Princess cruise ships. So I do think that it is really important when you go on Sun Princess to go on without making those comparisons. Now, there's a lot of things that are still very familiar to the way Princess is, but there are other things that are going to be new discoveries. So I do think it's important to be open to that. Now, something that I do miss is that larger adult-only pool that I think most Princess cruises have. And on this ship, there just isn't anything that is of that equivalent. And I do hope that Princess will find a solution to this, even if it is on the future Star Princess. The changes to the ship. Now, I actually don't think that this is a bad thing, but I did think that it was worth addressing. Now, it's no secret that Sun Princess made some changes. They changed some of the locations for the restaurants. They moved things around. And they made some changes, I think, based on guest feedback and maybe even crew feedback. And personally, I think that this is a good thing. Now it does feel like the ship flows better and things just feel like they are in the right space. So who is Sun Princess for, and would I sail on this ship again? Well, I think that this ship is pretty much for everybody, but I think in particular, it is really well suited for people who want a livelier version of a Princess cruise. So it still has some of those traditional elements, but it really does feel more energetic and more youthful. Now, it is a great cruise ship for couples. It's a really good ship for solos. And it's a great ship for friends that are sailing together. Now, families can feel welcome on Sun Princess, but it is something to note that they have removed Park 19, which was originally intended to be a little bit of an activity zone in the outdoor spaces for really kids of every age. Now, they still do have kids and teen clubs, and I think especially during the holidays and summer break, it is still going to have a lot of kids, but it is something to keep in mind. Now, if this is your first Princess cruise, or maybe you haven't sailed with Princess in a while, I'm going to leave a video right after this one all about what's included and not included on Princess, and we do go into detail about the Princess Plus and Princess Premier package as well. Now, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now, and happy cruising.